County Live is brought to you in part by the Madison County Health Department, protecting, promoting, and improving the health of our community. The all-new Chevy Silverado, now available at Jack Burford Chevrolet and always available at jackburford.com. And by Twine Market and Design on 3rd Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media services from top-of-the-line video production to live streaming services.
Welcome back, folks. We are thrilled to have our friend and local author, Marc Whitt, joining us at Madison County Live today. Marc, thank you for being here with us again.
Oh, it is wonderful being with the two of you, and so appreciate another opportunity to join you and those who are watching.
Welcome, Marc.
Well, we are thrilled to have you, folks. Marc is the Director of Media and Strategic Relations at the University of Kentucky. He is also the author of PR Lessons Learned Along the Way. As you can see, our books are marked up, Marc Whitt.
No pun intended, right?
There we go.
I'm impressed. I appreciate that.
She can be witty at times.
Oh, wow.
He's heard them all, Randy. He's heard them.
It's bad. It's bad. Yes, I have had a lifetime of hearing those.
That's right. So, Marc, tell us, since you have, the book has now been released, I know that you're getting just a wonderful response. Tell us, give us an update on PR Lessons Learned Along the Way.
Well, Colleen, Randy, thank you again for inviting me on your show. And I think it's important to note that we've been able to have some interviews since the release with various folks, but you all stand as the very first. I'm not sure if in the annals of history that necessarily means anything, but to me that means a lot, being here in my town of Richmond. So thanks to you all for that opportunity. I'll tell you, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. The book continues to do well.
Good.
For most of the month of June, the book ranked as the #1 new release in public relations titles on Amazon.
Nice.
For most of the month, it at least stayed in the top 5.
Sure.
And continues to do very well. So I thank you two for those copies you held, and to all the others here who, particularly here in Richmond, Berea, Madison County, who have just been so generous in their comments and encouragement, and I certainly appreciate that. Reaction has been very positive. I've had interviews. In addition to you all, I've had interviews as far away as Argentina.
Wow.
I've had a couple of interviews out of England. And in fact, I've got a magazine in London now for higher education that I'll be doing it. I'm in the process of interviewing with them now. And I've got a conference in England here in about a year that's come out as a result of this, and nice. It's just been terrific. So it's an exciting time, and I've heard from so many. I did a podcast about a week ago out of Nashville that will be coming up here soon. So thanks to so many like you who are helping to get the word out about this book.
Excellent. So, Marc, really, your huge worldwide success is based upon Madison County Live's promotion of your book.
That's exactly right. So does that mean I've got to meet now with your all's attorney and agent to see what cut you get? Hey, listen, a cup of coffee. I'm a big spender, so.
Excellent. Yes.
Oh my goodness. So I know, Mark, and you even quote in your book, go out of your way each day to help encourage, love, celebrate someone. Kindness never falls out of fashion. I know that throughout this release that you have continued to honor that spirit in your generosity, and perhaps you've even gifted a few of your books that have been special to you. Can you tell us about that?
Well, yes, thank you. And I do believe it is incumbent on each and every one of us to encourage and give a smile to those people that even if we're having a day we don't feel like encouraging. That's when you need to step out even more so to do that. And I have found that on those days where storm clouds are rolling in and I'm feeling the weight of the world, that if I can think of maybe at least one person who maybe is needing just an ear or a shoulder from me or a bit of kindness, that after we've had that exchange, it never fails. That I'm always feeling better. I'm kind of out of my own kick the can doldrums, so that's very important. But as you were mentioning, Colleen, I'm a firm believer that we should always remember that we are where we are because others along the way have helped us to get there. And so with the book, whether no matter what success it was going to have, I wanted to make sure to gift copies back to the institutions where I have served, and so I'm in the process of doing that both at the University of Kentucky, and did that a week or two ago at Eastern Kentucky University, where I earned my degrees. And I'm excited that here real soon I will be going back to my hometown of Paintsville, Kentucky.
Nice.
And we'll be providing a couple of copies to the library there at Paintsville High School. We'll be meeting with their principal and head librarian, and then that afternoon we'll be meeting with the library staff at the Paintsville Johnson County Public Library, and we'll be doing the same there too. So it's just it's a small way of just being able to say thank you for so many who sure have encouraged me along these 60 years. I know that's a shock to many people who are watching, saying he's really 60. I know I know that's a shock. That may really rock the world today, but yes, that's true. I'm 60.
Mitch, no, you're not. No, you're not.
You see, I knew that was going to be your reaction, Randy. I knew it. I know you were thinking 35, but
exactly. Hey, you mentioned that quote, which was one of the quotes I marked in the book, as a matter of fact. But I like this quote too. Whenever one thinks they have arrived, they have at the front door of disaster. Take your work seriously, but not yourself. Celebrate your successes, but don't get too overconfident. I like that quote.
Oh boy, how true that is. Well, I think all of us perhaps know of individuals during our careers that even though they may be absolutely exceptional at doing what they do, perhaps got a little bit too big. Where I'm from, in Eastern Kentucky, we always used to say, "Don't get above your raisin." I've
heard that. Yes, many times.
And boy, that is so true. So there's nothing wrong with feeling good about your work, feeling confident, but also keep in mind that there were probably some others there that were kind of helping you to get to where you are, as I said earlier.
Sure.
So.
Yep.
Mark, we've discussed at great lengths. You don't have to be a PR professional to gain joy and wisdom out of this book, because really, like you say, we are all in PR. If we're all as humans having daily conversations and have the ability to move and to shape someone's day. So what are some of the things for folks that aren't perhaps in that field? What would you say to them today?
Well, thanks for asking that, Colleen. There are seven ideas that I present in the book, toward the front of the book, that I think are applicable to not only those of us who are in the profession of public relations, but if you deal with people on a regular basis, I think that these can be applied to them very easily. One is to meet each day with expectation of making a difference.
Right.
So when you put the key in the door to ready to start the day, and you have that cup of coffee ready to go, meet that day with expectation that by the time you lock up, you know that you have done something that maybe it's just that much.
Sure.
Or then again, maybe it's that much.
Right.
But no matter what, you have improved the management, the productivity of wherever you are. So meet each day with expectation. Secondly, is a smile is much easier to wear than a frown.
True.
And that goes without saying, but boy, sometimes I think we've come across those that I call having Eeyore syndrome. We all remember Eeyore, and
I know.
Yeah, I mean, for every good word you give, bless their hearts, it's like, well, storm's going to be coming,
Right.
And so we need to try to meet each day to put that smile on. And we may not feel like wearing a smile, but that smile can truly make a difference for so many others, and including yourself.
Sure.
Number 3. And this can be tough. And Colleen, who operates a store, I know that she in particular will appreciate this, but, don't argue with the customer. And it's not that their argument is necessarily right, but it's so much better to seek resolution than to send them on their way dissatisfied.
Right.
And it's just helping to bridge that relationship and to continue. And I can almost guarantee you that after they've had a chance to think about it a while, they're going to come back with a greater appreciation for the fact that you were patient with them.
Absolutely.
To listen to them. 4, customers expect excellence. However, they'll remember you and come back when it's exceptional.
Right.
As I oftentimes will tell students, I teach a class at UK, and I ask my students, I said, how many times do you pass by a burger joint and say, hey, let's go over there. I hear their burgers are just fair.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Wow.
Yes.
I mean, so we come into every place that we go expecting excellence, don't we? We expect it.
We do.
But, however, when we go above and beyond the call of duty by seeing to just small details, giving them a little bit more than what they came in expecting, they will always remember that, and they'll typically come back wanting more.
Right.
So be exceptional. 5, your brand is your reputation. I'm a firm believer that in the power and importance of logos and taglines and that are catchy and attractive. Very, very important and all. But sometimes I think there's a tendency that we put that on the front end before we actually think about the delivery of our service. And if you build a business on delivering and delivering on what you claim that you're going to provide, and you do that every time, you're very consistent with that, and you're exceptional with that service, then that develops the brand reputation you want to have. And so whenever someone sees that logo or they read that tagline that you have, it's going to mean even more because that brand stands for your reputation. That's exactly right.
Yep.
It's interwoven. Next, be responsive to customers in a timely way. And an example I give in the book is, I guess it's been about a year ago, there was a public service announcement from a nonprofit that really caught my attention. There were some services that they were saying in the 30-second spot that they were going to do, and they were calling on people to join their movement. And not that I do this for every single commercial, obviously, that comes on, but I thought, I'm going to check out the website and just maybe get their e-newsletter. And so I signed up. A year later, I'm still waiting on my first e-newsletter.
Wow.
A year later. So I checked. I thought, well, maybe they're no longer in business. Well, no, the nonprofit is still very active.
Wow.
Now, in fairness, 99% of all the nonprofits that are out there are doing fantastic work.
Sure.
And are making a huge difference. So I'm talking about the 1% that can kind of drive those of us in this work crazy. But
Exactly.
Nevertheless, whether you're a nonprofit or a for-profit, always be responsive to your customers.
Always.
And then the last, which I think is so important, is to believe in your product and deliver it with enthusiasm and sincerity.
Yes.
That is so important. It's so obvious that you think, well, why even bring that up? But again, a lesson that I share with my students. I said, how many times have you walked into a store, and if somebody just says, this is really a quite lovely sweater, and try it on if you want.
Right.
Well, boy, I'm excited. I want to. So you've got to believe in that product, and you've got to show enthusiasm. People are going to respond to that. So those are 7 points that I make in the book. And of course, there's a whole lot more that go along with those. But those are 7, I think, that for those who are watching this program can take with them, no matter what aspect of life they're in.
Mark, you mentioned being excited about your product and about your organization. It reminds me of a pastor friend of mine that used to tell a story, and it was about a church that this pastor was at, and he attended this church, and he was talking about excitement, and promote your organization. I mean, if you're excited, other people's going to be excited. And he showed up, and I guess one of the elders or deacons or the ushers at the church and said after the service and said, now, if you really want an exciting church, let me tell you about one that's down the street. And he said, I wanted to call the pastor and go, you might need to have a meeting.
Yeah, that's right.
There might be some internal conflict here that you may not know about.
He was not believing.
No.
Oh, that's exactly right.
Yep.
Well, Mark, again, you just gave us 7, but this book is filled. I wish everyone could see. Actually, I don't. But all the markings that Randy and I.
I'm the display model, Mark.
That's right, Randy.
Wow, you're doing an excellent job there, Randy. Thank you.
Wow, that's a billboard that just never ends. Okay.
Well, rather than see my face, they'd rather see the book.
Hey, right now my publisher has probably added you to the Christmas card list.
Yay!
So thank you.
Hey, speaking of which, so Mark, how does everyone get the book?
The easiest way is to simply go online to Amazon. It is available in both print and Kindle.
Cool.
And That'd be terrific. Yes.
Yes.
Want to encourage anyone, everyone in the world to have a copy. That'd be wonderful.
That'd be fantastic.
We've got tuition to pay for the fall, so please help.
True. Help a
We're
brother
right
out.
No.
That's right.
Mark, it is always a pleasure to be with you. We are thrilled for the success of this book. And again, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and in the most sincere of ways. I don't think I know anyone that is more sincere in delivering a product like this. So
that's very kind of you. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Go out and get the book. It's a great read.
Well, thank you all, and again, appreciate a second opportunity to come on and share a little bit about this book.
Excellent.
It's our pleasure. All right, folks, we'll be right back.